Okay, so we're finding the lateral area of a cone, and what we want to do is we want to know what's the formula for the lateral area for a cone, and you'll be given it. I'll keep saying that you'll be given it so you know it, but you still need to know how to use it. So lateral area is equal to pi times the radius times the slant height. Now we don't have the slant height. This is one we're going to figure it out right now. So let me draw a little sketch of it here. We've got this right triangle, and what we're looking for is this pink line in green here. Okay. So if we recreated that triangle over here, we'd say, okay, we know that that height is 22. Let's write it in. And we know that the base here, now notice this, follow my laser pointer on the diagram. This whole thing is 26, so the radius here halfway through is what we need to use. Half of 26 is 13, so we're going to have this value is 13 right there. Okay, and then we'll do the Pythagorean theorem. So we've got a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or 13 squared plus 22 squared equals c squared. Okay, 13 squared, 169, and 22 squared would be, let's see, 484. Let me just confirm that I think that that's right. Yeah, equals c squared. And then when we add them together, we get 653 equals c squared. So then c, which is going to be our slant height, will be the square root of 653. So I can write that in, put it then in pink in our diagram, square root of 653. Okay. Now when we plug it all in, we say pi times the radius. Well, the radius is half the diameter. If the diameter is 26, then the radius is 13, times the slant height, which is root 653. That's the exact value of it. Hopefully you're understanding why it's important not to round things too early, because they get multiplied, those small amounts get big, and it throws your number off. So now we're going to type into the calculator pi times 13 times the square root of 653, and that equals approximately equal to and it says to the nearest whole number, and it is 1043.6. So for those of you that had asked about rounding, because some people are like, oh, rounding, the whole idea is if you're rounding to this place, you're looking to see if this is at least half of another one of those things in the place that you underlined. And this that I'm underlining here is the ones place. So we're saying, is this more than half of one, another one? And we can count it as another one. And if it's got a 5 there or anything bigger, then we see that as more than half of another one, and we round it up another one. So we're going to round this up to 1044. And now we'll put our units on it. The units was inches in length, so we have inches squared when we talk about the area. So we are going to be using the formula. The lateral area of a cone is, let's write it out here, the lateral area of a cone is equal to pi times the radius times the slant height. And we need to find the slant height. We're going to be doing this over and over. You'll see it on the next problem as well. Here and here are the two legs of the triangle that we are trying to then find the hypotenuse of. And so this hypotenuse here in blue that. Okay, then we've got a triangle that looks like this. And we're going to plug in the numbers that we've got and solve out for what's the hypotenuse length. So what do we have? Well, if this bottom base here, or the diameter of this circle is 4, then half of it, the radius, which is going to match with this side of the triangle, is 2. Okay, they gave us a 4.5 height for that. So we're going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or 4.5 squared plus 2 squared. And actually, let's just do the square root of that will be equal to c, which is that blue side. Okay, and I'm going to type all this in the calculator. We say, let's see, the square root of 4.5 squared plus 2 squared. And it is some crazy number, so I'm going to keep it in the calculator. I'm going to say what we're really doing is we're doing the square root of 4.5 squared is 20.25, and 2 squared is 4, so we add another 4 onto that, 24.25. And we'll keep it as that, the square root of 24.25, so that we have a more accurate number. So here then we've got square root of 24.25 for that slant height. When we now plug them in, we say pi times the radius, well, diameter is 4, so radius is 2, times the slant height, which is square root of 24.25. And then typing all that into the calculator, pi times 2 times square root of 24.25 is 30.94. Now where we can round it. Approximately equal to 30.94, or 31, and the meters squared is the units. Okay, got one more to do, but yeah, that's how we're doing it. Let's keep going. Okay, so what you really need to know is, what is the formula for the lateral surface of a cone? And you have this in your notes. You'll be given this on the test, but hopefully then you can just say, oh, well, I know what formula I need to use, because we're finding lateral area of cone. Lateral area is equal to, in this case, pi times r times the slant height. Okay? And okay, we know pi is pi. The radius is 3. And what is the slant height? Well, you know what? I'm going to save us some time here, because we know this is the classic 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Okay, and this is why we are memorizing the 3, 4, 5 right triangle, because then when we recognize it, we don't have to do all of the work to find it. So we've got a a slant height of 5. Way easier than actually doing all the calculations, right? All you got to do is learn the thing. So here's to learning. Okay, now let's calculate it. We've got 15 pi, but we need to actually type that in and calculate it, because they want it to the nearest whole number. So we take our pi times 15, and we get 47.12 something something. And we're going to say then approximately equal to, because we're rounding, 47, and the units are centimeters squared. So I'm going to box that answer. All right, that's it.